Hello and good morning and welcome YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn folks, and welcome to What's Up with Real Estate, where we cover the three most important talking points from the previous week's mortgage and related news, along with other relevant topics. And today's talking point headlines are, hey, what do you want? Good news or bad news first? Second, what's up with that inflation figure? And three, how far above 7% did we end the week as regards to interest rates? Along with Stoic Quote of the Week and fun with puns from our friends at List Reports. And let me tell you, it was a rough week for would-be buyers as two of the most important economic data points. From the Bureau of Labor Statistics, a job report, along with the CPI, both came in, let's just say, hotter than expected, mucho caliente, and helping to propel mortgage rates back above 7%. We'll take a look at that, a deep dive on that here momentarily. There was some good news, however. If you consider this good news, the number of homes for sale nationwide was up 24%. All this and more news you can use for the week ending April 12th, 2024. I'm your host, Mortgagemack. That's first name Mortgage and last name Mac. And you know what? If you go to hashtag and you look up my Google My Business page, I got 4 brand new 5 stars this week. And we're getting super, super close to that 100 5-star reviews. Now let's chat. Talking point number one, man, good news first. There were 24% more homes for sale nationwide in March of 2024 than there were a year ago. And that's really good news. It would have been nice to have lower interest rate, but in some markets, active inventory is already back to pre-pandemic levels for buyers having more options, clearly is a good idea. Having lower rates is an even better idea. Greater supply could also limit price growth or lead to price reductions in well-supplied markets where there is significant new home construction underway. Source for this information is realtor.com. Talking point number two. Bad news. Hey, March headline CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index, which is inflation for you and me. Uh, and it rose 3.5% year over year from 3.2 February, which we talked about in, I believe, last month's February show. And this was the second straight month of rising inflation. The core CPI, which excludes food and fuel prices in March, was flat 3.8 year over year. Having made very little progress over the last 6 months, the bond market did not like this at all. Interest rates, we just had a really, really large sell off in the marketplace, and we saw a significant rise in interest rates in a very, very short time frame. Now, for a little story from one of our borrowers. And where's my producer when I need him? Here we go.
The Schaefer family. They were about to embark on a new life of adventure, moving from Illinois to Houston, Texas after having closed on their home in Illinois. The Schaefers had high hopes for their new home in Houston, but things took an unexpected turn. With just 2 weeks before their new job starts, the Schaefers faced a dilemma. They would be living out of a hotel if they didn't find a new home fast or were faced with paying rent for a year. Rachel, the real estate superhero, embarked on a mission to find the perfect home in just 2 days. Meanwhile, Mortgagemack, America's home loan superhero, was also hard at work. Rachel found the perfect house just in time. Mortgagemack and his team worked tirelessly to make the impossible happen. In just 11 days, Mortgagemack and his team got the documents done. Mac and Rachel, the real estate superheroes, made the Schaefers' dreams come true. If you ever need a home, there's no one else to turn to. Mac and Rachel, the superheroes of home and real estate.
Hey, and hey, that's a true story. I forget when it was, last year sometime, or maybe the year before. I work with a group out of Compass, had a young couple relocating. Hey, inspection didn't work out, had 2 weeks to close, and by golly, we made that happen. Now, let's continue with today's talking points and for more bad news. Hey, how far above interest rates did we see this week? I think according to Mortgage News Daily, the current average interest rate nationwide 7.37. And I can tell you, I've seen a definable impact post Easter on the rising interest rates, and we've seen it as we talked about on the shows every Saturday. Consistently, rates have been rising since January. And to say it was a bruising week is an understatement, with the bond market reeling from a 1-2 punch of what the Bureau of Labor Statistics, mucho caliente jobs data, and the unemployment rate fell, and the higher than expected or hotter than expected inflation. The yield on the 10-year Treasury bond spiked to above 4.5%, levels we haven't seen since November 2023, and average 30-year mortgage rates leaped to near 7.4. Source for that information is Mortgage News Daily. 2 months ago, average 30-year fixed mortgage rate we're at what, 6.6%. Today, 7.4%. And if that's 6.6%, we were celebrating and looking for increase in inventory, which we're getting the increase in inventory, but we're going the opposite direction with regards to mortgage rates. Now, the current odds of on a Fed's cut at the upcoming FOMC meeting on May 1st is 5%. Look, folks, not going to happen. Something dramatic's got to happen between now and then. June 12th, the possibility of a rate cut consensus is about 69%. July 31st, is now, nope, nope, let me back up. Let me back up. The June 22nd is down to 22% consensus from 69% of a rate cut. July 31st is 48% down from 78%. And the consensus seems to be, hey, we had a consensus in January that we're going to have a rate cut in March. Didn't happen. We had a consensus in January, had a consensus last month that, hey, we were going to get a Fed cut in June. Now we've pushed that out to September. Clearly, the economy is not moving into a recession. Seems like deja vu for 2023. Hey, but hey, we're still under the 8%, which what we saw in October 2023. Um, so hey, let's hope that the upcoming inflation data is positive and that we can begin moving inventory the right direction and moving interest rates down to create some more affordability in the marketplace. Now, for the Stoic quote of the week, accept the things to which fate binds you and love the people with whom fate brings you together. Now, forgive my my misspellings. I've seen two today already. And hey, I put this together late on a Friday evenings for today's event. But this quote is from Marcus Aurelius, and he was Roman emperor from 161 to 180 CE. And hey, if you're not familiar with Stoic philosophy, its virtues, and the basis for the whole idea that dates back more than 3,000 years ago: wisdom, strength, self discipline, and courage. And hey, I see Denise. Hello, Denise. How are you? And thanks for tuning in today. Now, we're going to move over to our special program of the week. I have a little slide here for that. So, one moment. And again, we're going to talk about Home Ready First. And Home Ready First is an affordability program, and it is for first-time homebuyers. And what makes this program so different is it's not based upon the the traditional home buying variables, meaning that not only do you have to be a first-time homebuyer, but you have to meet a certain income requirement or you have to meet a certain geographic requirement. The So who's it for? It clearly is for first-time homebuyers again, and the down payment is as little as 3%. But here's what makes this program so different: is that, as I stated, it's not based upon where the home is located, not based upon the borrower's income. You just have to be a first time home buyer, and it's based upon where the home prospective home buyer lives currently. And if the prospective home buyer lives in a designated area, according to Fannie Mae, then that person, again, down payment as little as 3%, as a traditional home ready first applicant would enjoy. But not only that is they could get a grant up to $8,000 along with a $500 credit towards their appraisal. And hey, this is a great program. I encourage that. I can tell you that in today's world that every borrower that comes, every application that comes in, I check to see if your buyer qualifies for this program. Let's see. We're gonna do fun with puns now. Dun 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 dun. My favorite time of the week. And again, forgive my misspellings if I have some. Clearly, yesterday I was in a bit of a hurry. So let's see. Worst part of parallel parking. The witnesses, right? Everybody's watching me. I know what that feels like because Lord knows I'm not very good at that either. Okay, let's see what we got now. For raindrops, two is company and three is a cloud. What language do pigs speak? Well, swine language, of course. Four bullfighters in quicksand equals cuatro cinco. That's funny. Okay, okay, this one's good too. This one's good too. So let's see. What's green and sings? Well, Elvis Parsley, of course. Wait a minute, I don't think I put this one up here, so I'm going to show it again, uh, just in case. So, flashback to all of those days when you practiced parallel parking and had to go take your test, right? Because who really parallel parkers today? I don't. Worst part of parallel parking, the witnesses. So make sure we got that one in there. 'Cause that one's good. Let's see what we got. One that came in today. My best proofreading is just hit send. And my favorite every single week, bad puns. Hey, that's how I roll. So there we go. Let's take a quick look at, hey, some of the things that we're doing with buyers agents and um, and their buyers is same day mortgage. And I can't say enough about our same day mortgage, especially in today's world where it's just so competitive. For some reason, maybe this is showing up on my screen. I can't see it. I hope you can see it, but it's our same day mortgage. And what we're doing is we're going in aggressive and we're going in with an offer strategy. And I call it 5, 10, 15, but without the same day mortgage wouldn't be possible. And what it does is it removes a great deal of the uncertainty from the home buying process, not just for the buyer, not just for the buyer's agent, but if your buyer is prepared and they are approved, um, then hey, it communicates to the seller and to the seller's agent that the buyer is prepared to buy the home and that they have their financial house in order. And I think that's so important today. And I'm encouraging my buyers and their agents. If and every agent knows this. And hey, if it's an FHA versus a conventional offer, they're going to take the conventional every single time. And I'm telling my government buyers that hey, if we're going to go in and you want to win, and I'm telling the agents, do you want to win? And if you do, then we need to use our power bid approval, get you approved up front, get your financial house in order, and then we can go be aggressive and we can speak with a great deal of certainty. We're no longer just, quote, qualified, we're approved. And I've seen it work repeatedly for my FHA, VA, and USDA buyers, where if you're a real estate agent and you're working with me and you're filling out the financing addendum and you call me and you ask me how many days you need to put in there for financing, and your buyer's pre-approved in my power bid program, well, I'm going to tell you zero. And let me tell you, every time we do that, guess what? I get a call from the listing agent and she's like, "Hey, is this for real?" And I'm like, "Hey, yes, it is." And it is for real because the buyer has put together their application, they put together their income documents, their credit documents, their asset documents, and we've taken the application, done all of our third-party verification, submitted the file to underwriting, and underwriting has issued a formal approval. Same day mortgage, folks. And if you have any questions about that, please reach out to me in with the in a DM message, or you can call me at 832-243-8549. Now, in other news, more million-dollar cities. There are now 550 cities in the US with median prices over $1 million. That's up from 491 last year. 38%. You want to guess where the 38% are? Anybody want to guess? 12% are in New York and 9% are in New Jersey. And you guessed it, California is where the 12%. Coincidentally, these are three of the top four states in terms of net migration flow. And hey, millennials are back. Thank goodness. Okay. Well, they never really left, but in 2023, they reclaimed their position from the boomers as the largest group of homebuyers, currently at 38%. Let's see. Hey, on the NAR lawsuit front, hey, I attended two events presented by Tom Ferry. There were some very good people in both of those events that are directly connected to the National Association of Realtors, and with some fantastic tips on how to begin to manage this in your business. And the takeaway that I gathered is, hey, it's time to really get together the messaging associated with the value that you represent. I think it's clearly important that you have good lending partners that are giving the appropriate, or putting your buyers in the appropriate position to win. And I can say that we at Guaranteed Rate are planning an event for Tom Ferry just for our real estate partners. And so we talked about same day mortgage. Hey, one more thing I would like to introduce to you. It's our Agent Advantage program. Let's see if I can get this to come up.
At Guaranteed Rate, we want to help real estate agents by making your life easier and helping you make more money. Our proprietary platform, Agent Advantage, is your go-to resource for tech, tools, marketing, and coaching insights from today's top agents. It includes technology like our open house app, Clipboard, that captures every lead and ensures follow-up for every attendee. And single property websites with full MLS and IDX integration that capture visitor information so you can continuously grow your database. Our loan status monitor provides real-time updates in text or email for all the key loan milestones, so you're always up to speed on your client's mortgage status. And our complete marketing platform makes it easy to get your name out there with co-branded assets, free CRM, automated marketing campaigns, and more. All that, plus you'll have access to our exclusive coaching video library with live interviews, tips, and best practices from our nation's top agents and webinars. Whether your goal is work-life mastery or to double your income, we are here to provide you with leading-edge ideas, technology, and compelling resources to turn your goals into reality. So what are you waiting for?
Thank you, Guaranteed Rate. And that's all, folks. And thanks for joining us for this week's episode of What's Up with Real Estate. And remember, knowledge is the key to making the best decisions for you and your clients. And join us here every Saturday at 10 a.m. And hey, now we're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook and YouTube. And until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and I'll see you at closing.